In abundance of fanfare, it's been announced that Chrissy Teigen will be appearing on Meghan Markle's With Love Meghan Season 1 Part 2, as I like to call it. However, this is a bad move on Meg's part, as this will destroy her brand for good. Let me explain why. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because it's been announced that Chrissy Teigen will be appearing on Meg's With Love Meghan Season 1 Part 2. I mean, they can try and polish a turd all they want, but this ain't Season 2, because these things got filmed back to back. However, either way, it's a bad move on Meg's part to include Chrissy in all of this, because this will destroy her brand for good. Now, before we get into why that's going to be the case, let me just lay down a little bit of the groundwork here. So people have confirmed that Chrissy Teigen will go on to Season 1 Part 2 of With Love Meghan, whether she's going to be cooking, entertaining, gardening, all three, none at all. Who the frick knows, right? But it's nice to see that people are crediting Daily Mail for being the first to report the news. I always like it when people are giving credit where credit is due there. Now, Chrissy, what she's worth, is now a podcast host, model, cookbook author. But she was one of the people last year to actually receive a jam from Meg's other failed brand project, American Riviera, whatever. Now, she turned around and said, with the jam, it might have been one of the best bites we've had all year. I think she was lying, because the majority of the reviews that are out there for the whole as ever raspberry spread, because she can't call it jam, she can't even call it preserve, she has to call it spread. So jam definitely ain't a jam. But if the rumours are to be believed, Megzy has a lot of experience with the spread or spreading. I'll just leave that there. Yeah, the majority of the reviews that have come out about the as ever raspberry spread is that it is, for want of a better phrase, disgusting as hell. This is why I'm thinking that Chrissy Teigen's lying, saying it might have been one of the best bites we've had all year. Because everyone else that's tasted a jam outside of her A-list whatever bubble is saying pretty much the same thing. It is disgusting. It makes me feel sick. I believe some may have actually thrown up afterwards. Who knows, right? But anywho, the problem is for Megzy that including Chrissy Teigen on her show actually is not going to be the bonus that she hopes it'll be. If anything, it's going to destroy her brand for good. Why? Because Chrissy Teigen has actually been outed and exposed for a toxic, poisonous internet bully. And, wouldn't you have thunked it? Megzy and Azza apparently are against online bullying, right? To the point where that they dedicate some of their resources to try and fight against it. Yet never, to my knowledge, have they publicly denounced the Sussex Squad for doing the same thing that they rally against, right? And, okay, she's now going to bring on board one of the biggest internet bullies that have ever been exposed on Twitter, Chrissy Teigen. Yeah, make that make sense. The hypocrisy alone for Megzy is going to damage her brand. But not only that, Chrissy Teigen's old tweets are starting to resurface again. And so here we've got Meghan's mole. Make sure you follow her on Twitter and you subscribe to her on YouTube, saying Meghan Markle claims she wants to keep social media safe for children while inviting a whole alleged, rumoured, maybe not even, gotta say that for legal purposes, pedo onto her cooking show. Sick effers. And here we've got Chrissy Teigen saying, I like to add a pinch of baby powder to the flour when I fry chicken so it smells like tender toddler booty when the warm grease slides over my lips. Pinches nipples. I mean, this thing is disgusting, this tweet. This came from Chrissy freaking Teigen. She then says, Another tweet here back in March 2015. Johnny and I are on our way to the hashtag Hollydale. Karina Belanov is serving a nice 4-year-old cheese pizza with adrenochrome. I'm not even gonna go into the ins and outs of what this means, okay? Do that at your own will. But trigger freaking warning for you all out there. Don't want to know. Don't even search for it. All I'll say is this. This tweet is sick. Sick. And for me, it's come from a sick mind. The Megsy's decided it's a great idea to put on her show for her perfect and lovely and homely as ever brand. Yeah. And then she wants guests like this on a show. This is what I'm saying. Chrissy Teigen could actually be the reason why As Ever will fail in the end. And that this will destroy her brand for good for Chrissy Teigen just being on a show in the first place. Because these tweets are already starting to come back up again. Now, here we've got, according to Taz, again, make sure you follow her on Twitter and you subscribe to her here on YouTube, saying Meghan and Harry have launched a campaign, No Child Lost, to social media, but she's chosen Chrissy to appear on her show, who bullied a teenager so badly on social media that she wanted to unalive herself. In fact, Chrissy even told her to unalive herself publicly, encouraging her followers to pile on as well. Now, according to Taz, as you read through this, is talking about Courtney Stodden. And here are just some of the disgusting tweets yet again that Chrissy Teigen sent out back in the day. Now, this was back in 2011. And she says, Courtney Stodden, my Friday fantasy, you, dirt nap, baby. Dirt nap as in goodbye to your life kind of situation. If that's not bad enough, she continues to freaking tweet. Here, go to sleep forever. Courtney Stodden, on the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 erotic elves. So a further, I would say, death threat to Courtney Stodden, who at the time, yes, was a teenager. Another one, my home erupts as I deeply penetrate my long, hard lemongrass. Garlic overwhelms my senses as I stuff it into my snapper. Even back then, who writes this shiz? Even back then. Again, we've got to understand here, she is talking about and tweeting to a teenager. She was the adult. Courtney Stodden was a teenager. Oh, it gets worse. She then accuses Courtney Stodden of having freaking rabies. Passionately placing my playful paw around potent polish as I pop open the paint of perfection. Meow. What? And this is the lass that Megsy thought it's a good idea to have on as her next guest on her With Love Meghan Season 1 Part 2 episode. This is why Chrissy Teigen will destroy her brand for good for just being on her show in the first place. These tweets are already starting to resurface. And people are already asking the question, Megsy, if you are so against online bullying and harassment, if you are so against those that are victims to that, to the point where they've unalived themselves tragically because of it, why the hell have you chosen to have an internet prolific bully on your show that essentially did the same thing? Bullying a teenager within the inch of her life to the point where, as far as I'm concerned, yes, she's sending death threats. Dirt nap. Go to sleep forever. Do as I say, not as I do, kind of springs to mind here. Chrissy Teigen being on a show and Megsy's obvious hypocrisy of having Chrissy Teigen on her show is going to destroy her brand for good. I'm telling you that right now. Here we've got Quips of Truth going even further into this. Now, I didn't even know this. So thanks to Queer Lips of Truth II for actually educating me on this. There are so many things I will never forgive Chrissy Teigen for. Here is one. She, I say allegedly here, lied to the world that she had suffered a miscarriage, sharing photos and writing articles to drum up sympathy. Guess what? She actually had an elective abortion. It was not a miscarriage. Interesting that she and her co-liar, Meghan Markle, will be on a cooking show. Megsy, who also claimed to have suffered a miscarriage, but the storyline doesn't line up. I don't think it's a coincidence, do you? Queer Lips of Truth II certainly doesn't believe in coincidences. And good for them, because I know I don't. So, not only is Megsy allowing Chrissy Teigen, the internet prolific bully, onto a show, but she's also allowing Chrissy Teigen, the internet prolific liar, on her show. Lying about a miscarriage, no less. I mean, this is just next levels of evil that not even I could even envisage, right, guys? But this is why there's so much uproar about Chrissy Teigen all of a sudden being announced as one of Megsy's future guests on her next episodes of With Love Meghan. Because it makes no sense with Megsy and her public profile of trying to fight against internet bullying, cyber stalking, trying to fight for victims of internet bullying and cyber stalking, and those that have unfortunately and tragically unalived themselves. Makes no sense to then be like, yeah, Chrissy Teigen could come on my show, when she has been a prolific internet bully to the point where she was bullying, and some would say cyber stalking, Courtney Stodden, who at the time was a teenager. And even as far as I'm concerned, I would treat these as death threats. Someone tweeted me with dirt nap and go to sleep forever. To me, they would be death threats. But no, for Megsy, do as I say, not as I do, right? So, 2 reasons why this is going to destroy a brand for good. A, Megsy's hypocrisy of having Chrissy Teigen on the show in the first place. And B, by having Chrissy Teigen on, all these tweets are coming out again. And her stories about how she lied about her miscarriage. And yeah, no one likes to support A, a liar, and B, a prolific internet bully who targeted a teenager back in the day. No one supports that. Her brand is done. It is gone. She has just put the final nail in the coffin. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course, there's going to be more. You do not want to miss my next video. Then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think Chrissy Teigen appearing on Megsy's upcoming episodes will destroy her brand for good for the reasons that I've outlined? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.